good visibility. Some showers in the area, mostly cloudy skies up high above, temperature around 82 degrees. Preparation for departure once again, remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened this time. On behalf of Civil Airways and your flight crew, thanks for flying with us today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy your flight.
Meet Palle Bo, a digital nomad from Denmark on an epic journey around the world. At the age of 50, he made a bold decision. He sold everything, his house, his car, his furniture, and set out with a quest to visit every single country in the world, documenting everything along the way. This is the Radio Vagabond podcast.
It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm about to land in Fort Lauderdale, and this is only a transit. I'm flying on to Bahamas. We were supposed to land an hour and a half ago, so we're a bit late. The flight was delayed out of Montreal, so now I only have an hour and a half for my transit for the flight to Bahamas. It shouldn't be a problem, but my bag is only checked in to here, so I need to go and get my turbulence. So I need to go and get my bags and go through customs. I hope that the immigration is not going to be a big deal. We did some in Canada already, so maybe it's already there. And then check it in again and go through security and out to the gate. The cabin staff, they say they shouldn't be a problem. It's not that big of an airport, but let's see. I'll be much wiser in an hour and a half.
This episode is brought to you in part by Hotels25.com. It's a website that helps you find the best prices on hotels and guest houses and hostels around the world. Hotels25.com, best price guaranteed.
And besides the one from Dubai, where the plane was delayed 24 hours, I have not had a plane being delayed, and I've been flying a lot the last 11, 12 months, and we're landing. So I think, and not a single time have I lost a bag on a flight. Everything is going smoothly up until now. Hopefully it will continue today. Either it's the airlines that have gotten better at it, or it's just me that's been so lucky up until now. Well, now I'm here waiting for my suitcase, and I'm standing right where the suitcases come out of the holes on the conveyor belt, so I can make sure to grab it as soon as it gets here. Please, come on.
What? It's closed. You're going to Freeport at 4:30, right?
Yeah, 4:35.
Yeah, it's closed. If I sent that bag right now, it wouldn't make it.
Okay.
It wouldn't clear TSA at all.
There's no way it's possible.
You may make it, but your bag won't make it.
Okay.
You're supposed to be here an hour ahead of time. Who did you fly with?
Air Canada, and it was an hour and a half delayed. So
due to their,
yeah.
They have to rebook.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you caught that, but no, I didn't make my flight. I'm supposed to be at the check-in an hour before, and it's 40 minutes to the flight. So he said, no, you might make it, but your bag won't. So talk to Air Canada. It's not your fault. They will have to rebook you and put you up at a hotel for the night. So yeah, I guess I'm spending 24 hours, or I don't know how much, in Fort Lauderdale, very close to Miami. So yeah, here we are. I am so thirsty. It's so hot, and coming from Canada, I was wearing my big hat and my jacket, and I am sweating like a pig. So it'll be good to get a shower at a hotel somewhere. But first I need to go and talk to the Air Canada people. Now that I'm not so busy anymore here in the airport, I just stopped and talked to a couple of young kids that were collecting support for a good cause. They are LGBT, lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender. And even though we've come a long way, there's still a lot to do for these minorities, many places in the world and even here in the US. I signed, gave a contribution and decided to talk to Gabby, herself being a transgender. You just made me sign and make a donation to your cause. Can you tell me what it is that you are standing here at the airport talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about with the Human Rights Campaign, just fighting for LGBT equality for everyone. Right now, people are lacking federal protections all across the country, and people are not aware about it.
Give me an example of where it's
definitely.
bad.
So right now, you can still, let's say an employer decided to fire you from your job just for being, or just seeming to be LGBT. People
Just seeming to be.
Seeming to be LGBT, yes. If people seem to be LGBT, they can...
Wait. You're saying
Yeah.
that you could get fired just because your boss thinks
Assumes.
you'll look a little bit lesbian?
Exactly. Yeah, you can.
That's ridiculous.
It is 100% ridiculous. And
We're talking not 1960, we're talking 2017.
exactly. Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that this is a thing. So, and they could fire you without having to explain themselves about anything. Or they could just be like, no, they could just be like, oh, I don't support the lifestyle that you live. So, and then if you try to take that to court, unfortunately, it's not protected.
Is that all over the U.S. or are there special laws in each state?
Yeah, there's so like I said, it's 28 for gay people and 30 for trans people. So there are specific states that do have clear federal protections for LGBT people, but not a lot of them. So that's why we're fighting to get the Equality Act passed. Yeah.
So good, but I guess it doesn't help much to have Trump and Pence in the White House. You could say it. You could say it.
Yeah, definitely not. Trump is right now. There has been 124 anti-LGBT laws that have been introduced into Congress, and 9 of them have already passed. So, and we're like we're about to hit the middle of the year. So if we keep adding more anti-LGBT legislations in the country, at this rate, we're gonna have double the anti-LGBT laws presented into Congress, and a lot of them will get passed if we're not doing anything about it.
This is so important what you do. Is there a website that people could go to?
Definitely, it's hrc.org.
hrc.org. And you can make a donation there as well?
Yes, definitely. And also there are free petitions on there that you can sign, and more information about the Equality Act in case anybody ever wanted to read about it.
Great what you're doing. Great.
Thank you.
Like Gabby said, you could see more about the organization and support them on hrc.org.
So what actually happened was when I got my suitcase, I ran to the next terminal like they told me to, and spoke to the guys in the information booth. My ticket says I'm flying with the Gulfstream International. Sounds very fancy, like a private jet, but it's on the ticket as if it's the airline. So the guy in the information was kind of confused. He said, "I'll go upstairs and all the way to the end." I went there and spoke to some people, and they said, "No, I think that's Silver Airways that handles that." So back to the Silver people, and they were the one that told me that I needed to go to the other terminal to speak to Air Canada. And I just went to another terminal, and they said, "No, it's the wrong terminal, it's Terminal 2. So here I am, walking again towards Terminal 2. I just spoke to you half an hour ago. I was trying to get to Bahamas, but I was too late. So they sent me back here to speak to Air Canada about rebooking me. So
Go upstairs and go to the counter.
They have a counter with the sign saying Air Canada up there. Thank you so much. So I'm back at the airport now. I spent one night in a hotel, a typical airport hotel, Holiday Inn, but they had a pool, and I was able to get in the pool because it's extremely hot here. So that was a very refreshing, nice room. And now I'm back at the airport. It's 20 minutes past 8, and I need to be at the gate at 9:15. So I have plenty of time. I am going to the Bahamas, and this is the Radio Vagabond podcast. If you like what you hear, please leave a review in iTunes. If you're listening on an iPhone, you can actually do it right there within your podcast app. And now, back to the show.
This weather there, winds are pretty much out of the east at about 5 miles per hour.
The captain said that it was going to be a bumpy ride, and there were quite a few thunderstorms over Bahamas, and that made me think I did see the weather report, and actually it said thunderstorms the next week or so. Yeah, but it's gonna be hot and thunderstorms. Yeah, it's gonna be quite different than the weather in Canada. Well, I've arrived to sunny Bahamas, and I'm on Grand Bahamas. When I say sunny, well, not so much today. It's around noon, and the sky is gray. It's dark. I see cars on the street driving around with their lights on, and it's yeah. You can hear it. It's quite rainy and thunder right now, so I think this is one of the days where I stay indoors. The house next door is an apartment complex, and it's got its roof missing. The taxi driver, when I got here, told me that before there used to be a casino, a big hotel, and a lot of other stuff in this area, but they had a hurricane, a tornado a few years ago, and that kind of destroyed a lot here in the island, and that's a big problem for Grand Bahama.
If you like this podcast, please subscribe in iTunes or the podcast app on your smartphone. You can see pictures, watch videos, and read much more on the radiovagabond.com. Pale can be reached for interviews and public speaking gigs on mail at theradiovagabond.com.